And
It was
why
so
it's
brilliant.
so funny, why it's so funny to us, it's because we used to use that word whenever we felt very tired,
Or very
whenever,
happy
or very
also.
happy,
Yeah.
whenever we felt like we need to sigh, guys. So like when we saw that poster, well, I think it was a poster or like a painting.
Technically, I think it was a painting.
Yeah, big ass painting.
Big ass painting.
Yeah. We're like, yeah, that's it.
Hi, Mamala.
I'm Chris,
And this is oof.behind.
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast. The podcast in which we want to tell you about our lives and how we came up with an idea to open a cafe.
Yeah, but let's just start from the beginning.
Yes, I think it's important to introduce ourselves first.
Yes. So where should we start?
I think we should tell everybody like how we met and how we became friends.
All right. So like the first day we ever met. So we were in California. It was almost 4 years ago.
3 years ago. It was 2022. I remember.
2022. Yes.
Yeah.
So Chris came to States with his best friend Dominique. Hi,
Right.
Dominique.
Hi, Dominique. Yes, Dominic convinced me actually for the trip, and I had a lot of money saved, and I just decided to go for it. So I went to Santa Cruz in California, and that's where we met Ala.
Yeah, so I also came to the States. I came there alone. So the fact that I met those two guys on the first day orientation day I was very, very lucky.
Yeah. I mean, when I look back to it, I guess everybody is lucky in this situation. So yeah. And I remember that day we were having a tour around the amusement park that we worked at, and you came to us because you realized that we were speaking Polish.
Yeah.
And after, I talked to Dominic, and I was like, I have a hunch that she's like a person you want to make friends with, and that's actually how we made friends. That's how we did.
I feel like we like instantly connected. There was like no awkwardness.
Yeah. I feel like we vibed from the very beginning. We had a lot of in common, like the love for the cafes or for thrift stores.
Yeah. Also, we were in the place where everything was like super new to us. So like having someone to like share those experiences with was also very helpful.
I think it also helped to like
definitely.
maintain that relationship. That's true, and I like how you convinced Dominic and I to go to that concert with you. What was that band?
It was the Driver Era.
Driver Era, guys. Yeah, if you don't know them already, better go to Spotify or whatever source and just find out.
Exactly. So it's a very cool band, and I introduced the bands to the guys. I remember Chris was listening to like a few songs.
Yeah, I already knew a couple of songs when you told us about it.
The concert.
But I remember Dominic didn't know anything.
Nothing. And it was only like a week before the concert when he started actually listening to the songs.
I remember.
So I remember the funny story. He was like showing me one of the songs, and he was like, "Oh, Ala, do you know this song?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know this song. It's the most popular song."
Yeah. So yeah, that's how we became friends, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that even before we came back home, we already knew that we wanted to come back to Santa Cruz for another year.
Exactly, because like we also very much love the place. We like got to live for like those 3 months.
We were so inspired by California, by Californian landscapes,
and the lifestyle,
architecture, lifestyle. So like the idea of going there for another year was just like instant. We didn't think about it.
I remember it was funny because I remember Dominic was the one who would always tell that, oh yeah, he's gonna come back for sure next year. And I remember me and you were like, no, I don't think we're gonna come back. And then we actually did.
Yeah.
It was the last day of work, and I told my manager, oh, you know what? I think I might actually come back.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. And then during the second year, we loved California even more.
Yes.
And we were already at that point of life that we needed to figure out what we want to do next.
Well, the only thing we knew was like we don't want to go back to reality, to like Polish reality.
Polish reality, right?
You finished school, I was about to finish mine, so it was like the perfect time to like make a move.
Right.
across the world, for example.
Yeah. And then, do you want to tell the beach story? Because
Yeah,
I
the
think
beach story.
it's the clue
It is the
to
clue.
everything.
So we did like a day trip. It was only two of us. We went to the beach. The beach was extremely empty. It was
Yeah.
just us.
A deserted island.
Deserted island, yes. So we were laying on the sand, and we were kind of down for like a few weeks, knowing like we have no idea what to do with our
I
lives.
think it was like the middle of summer.
I think so, yeah.
August, yeah.
August, yeah. So I had a plan in my head for a little while to like moving to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember I was telling you the whole idea, like how I'm gonna do it. And
On the beach.
on the beach,
Still
on the beach.
Clear. It's the beach story.
Yes. Quite literally the beach that changed our lives.
Right. Yeah, and I remember that I was very convinced to it.
Yeah, it was super funny because you didn't even like say a word to me when I was like having my monologue about how a great idea it is, and then you were like, you took like a minute to like I think, and you said, okay, when are we going?
Right. Yeah, I was surprised too. Like when I think about it right now, even I'm like,
it's so not you. Yeah,
because I'm usually like a very skeptical person.
That is true.
It just felt right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go somewhere where it's warm. The ongoing joke about me being tanned all the time.
Okay, that's
right?
The story why we moved to Australia. That's because Chris wanted to be tanned all year round.
Yeah, and we did, guys. We did made it to Australia.
We made it.
Here, it's. I think it's gonna say Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why the beach story is so important because it was like a moment.
Right, and how did we come up with an idea for a cafe? I think it started off with the hotel.
Yeah, so I always had an idea of like, not an idea, a dream to owning my own hotel.
Right.
So then you became a part of this.
I mean, you didn't give me any choice because like we were spending so much time together that was like the only thing you were able to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think it's the entire inspiration of California that it was just like so nice to like see all those houses and be like, oh, we wish it was our hotel. But for me, it's never been like a very serious idea, serious topic, serious talks. Since I thought we were just like joking. Oh yeah, this house is so beautiful. Let's make it our hotel. Let's invite this person, that person. That one can be our handyman. That one can be our cook.
I remember that.
I remember we pulled Dominic to that idea at some
point. He's gonna be I think he's gonna be a cook.
A cook, but we were talking about that he's gonna be a cook, but only for hot guys.
Wow. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, it was always like a solid plan. I knew it's like long in the future, but I always felt like that's something I want to do. It was like I want to create a community.
Right. Yes, and then I liked that idea because I knew that even though it was like a big, very dreamy idea of having a hotel, I liked the idea of creating a community, a space for people that we could be the hosts for.
Mm-hmm.
And when we stepped back from that idea, from that crazy hotel idea, and started actually thinking of creating something small at first.
Well, yeah,
that's where I started being serious. Yeah. And I remember we started off with
we wanted to have a food truck,
right? So it's like I was like, okay, it's
small,
cheaper, smaller, more feasible, basically.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't about the community. You cannot like create a community with a food truck.
No, yeah, exactly.
I mean, maybe you can, but it's gonna be extremely difficult.
Only temporary. I
think. Only temporary. It's not gonna be a long shot.
Yes, that's how we switched from a food truck,
to a cafe. Yes,
right, exactly.
And then I feel like we started talking about owning a cafe like every single day,
that
like
was the
every
only
occasion.
Topic.
Yeah.
And most importantly, we're thinking about the name.
Yeah.
And
but like I remember we like It wasn't that important for us to have a name because we both like knew the name is gonna come to us.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say that it actually, guys, came to
It
us.
actually came.
Wow. I like this story. We went to Moma in New York
York.
City. If you guys don't know what's Moma, it's a
Modern Museum of Art.
Gallery, exactly. And we saw this piece of art, and it was basically a navy canvas with a yellow sign. Oof.
It was basically
It
this.
was this, guys, and we got like, I got a shock. It was like, yeah. And
It was
why
so
it's so
brilliant.
funny? Why it's so funny to us? It's because we used to use that word whenever we felt very tired,
Or very happy
or
also.
very happy.
Yeah.
Whenever we felt like we need to sigh, guys. So like when we saw that poster, I think it was a poster or like a painting.
Technically, I think it was a painting.
Yeah, big ass painting.
Big ass painting.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, that's it. And then we bought a couple of postcards. That's
I know
why
we
wanna
even
present it to
when we
you.
were looking at the painting, we actually laughed because we
Right.
knew like, oh, it actually has a meaning for us.
Yeah, and then but that wasn't in the museum when we decided to call the cafe that way, right?
I think I know we were in Warsaw, laying in your bed, and you had this little poster on your wardrobe.
You mean the postcard?
A postcard, yes. And then we were just looking at that, and we were like, why we just don't name it Oof?
Right. Because I feel like it's so catchy, so short, like so easy to remember.
And it has like tons of meanings you can think of.
Right. But it also like gives the same meaning that we want people to feel when
Yeah, we
they
want to
are gonna
create.
be in our cafe. So it all made sense. And that's why this podcast is called oof.behind, since we wanna, before we open the cafe eventually in a couple of years, we just want you to see the glimpse of what our life in Australia is gonna be.
Also, how much work we putting in this project.
Exactly. What are our like baby steps to actually open that cafe one day? And it can be anything actually.
Yeah,
the
it
content can
be
be anything.
us yapping.
It can be us yapping about the story that we had the night before. It
Yeah.
can be a trip, or it can be actually brainstorming about some part of that cafe, menu, decor.
Yeah, because like also we want to take you guys like behind everything that's going on, but also
Behind the scenes.
yeah, it's also a chance for us and for you to like together create a community that's gonna be Oof one day.
Yeah. So we want you to become oof people before oof
Actually exists.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it's a wrap.
Yeah.
So I guess we can just say
Oof.
we made it, guys.
The first episode.
The first episode.
It's not like we recorded that 3 times.
Yeah. Okay. I think I want to have like a regular part in our podcast.
I think it's good to have a regular part since the podcast is not gonna be a regular thing.
Yeah, like the main content is not gonna be regular, so I want to have like a little regular part in it. And it's gonna be a song recommendation. And here I wanna say hi to Patrick, our good friend, since he came up with that idea. So, and I think it's very clever, since it adds up to
creating a community,
right? So you already can have a glimpse of what the vibes are gonna be at Oof one day, right?
Exactly.
And for the first song, I would like to recommend you guys a song called Dolce Farniente. In English, it means the sweetness of doing nothing. And the artist is Mome. I hope I say it right. It's a very cool song because it basically explains
the idea
everything
behind the Dolce Farniente.
Yeah, explains everything.
And I think it's perfect for like the first episode because like that's the whole vibe of the cafe. Like you're going to the cafe to actually enjoy your time, not doing nothing.
Or matcha, or
exactly.
And it's also a very joyful song, a little bit like electronic house,
a little bit of disco.
Yeah, I just yeah. Yeah, I think it's perfect for our cafe.
It
So,
is.
more or less this kind of songs you can expect at Oof.
Exactly. You can expect a lot more, but
All right. Do you want to say goodbye or something like
I
that?
feel like I just see you later, guys.
Yeah, see you later.
No dobra.
Okay.
To mi się chyba jeszcze nawet bardziej podobało.
No było.
Aż się spociłam.
Prze-
No dobra.